Good evening, Who That Nation. Welcome to another episode of the WDN Chatline podcast. This is your host CB, and I'm here with my teammate WD. WD, how you doing tonight, fam?
I'm doing great, man. 1 to 5, let's go, man. This should be good.
Yes, sir. Who That Nation. We have came down to our last segment. Picks 5 through 1. Who will be our top 5? I'm pretty sure you guys know the names, but in which order? And who will be the best player of the 2019 season? Once again, I hope you guys are having a nice day today. And just rock with us right quick, and we're going to give you guys our top 5 players of the 2019 season. Okay, let's go. At number 5 comes in Demario Davis.
It's violent. It's quick. It's malicious. It's violent. When you see your opponent today, look him in his eyes and take his soul. Seize the opportunity. Because when you seize the opportunity, that's when we eat. That's when we eat. And when you eat, we out eat. We proud. We kill. We eat.
You know Demario is that man. He is a beast. He will hammer you. He will take your soul. He can cover. What could Demario not do? Demario is a baller, and he's that linebacker that we've been looking for a while. Best linebacker we've had since Jonathan Vilma. Thank you, Jets, because this guy is a monster, man. I love Demario. I love his passion for the game. I love his speeches. Everything about Demario, man, I love him, man. I just wish I wish the Saints just extend him right now, because this man plays like his hair is on fire. But I don't think you can say that Demario has a single bad game in 2019.
Demario Davis, he played in all 16 games, so the guy was healthy. He had 12 pass breakups. Guys, as a linebacker, this man have 12 pass breakups. So number one, that shows us that we have found us a linebacker that can cover, because we was terrible at that during the Curtis Lofton, the David Hawthorne, even the Stephon Anthony days.
Ooh, Lord.
And guys like that came through. We were terrible in coverage, and that was part of the reason why, that resulted in historically bad defenses. But then we go out and get this guy. He can cover 12 pass breakups. That's as many as Marshawn Lattimore. So a heck of a cover linebacker. This guy had 111 total tackles. 11 of them which were for loss, and he had 4 sacks. So he was doing it all around the board. He was rushing the passer, he was rushing the quarterback, he was covering, he was tackling, and he was defending passes. What more can you ask of a linebacker to do? PFF graded this guy a 90.9, the highest grade out of any linebacker in the league, higher than Bobby Wagner, higher than the Kendricks guy from the Vikings, Michael Kendricks, higher than any of those guys. He was rated the best linebacker in the game.
And I agree with them. I know people can argue top 3 linebacker. Nonetheless, he's a top 5 linebacker. But in my book, I think Demario was definitely number 1. And that's no disrespect to other guys, but I mean, this guy did it all.
And I will note that this guy was a 2019 Pro Bowl snub. How can you be, graded a top linebacker and you a snub? I'm not sure.
All pro.
First team all pro. But like I said, at the end of the day, we know the Pro Bowl comes down to, fan votes as well. So it's kind of like a popularity contest to an extent. He didn't make the Pro Bowl, but he's a Pro Bowl player. And we got the best linebacker in the game on our squad. If anything, a top 2 between him and Bobby Wagner. So Demario, this guy, I'm expecting him to keep on eating, prowling, and just getting grimy out there. He has definitely raised the level of play within our team. When Brees went down, this guy stepped in and became that leader. Once you continue saying, the pregame, you kind of get used to it. But that Seattle Seahawks pregame huddle, that was one of the realest pregames that I've heard ever. So shout out to Demario, man. We're looking forward to you, and we're looking forward to a new deal, getting signed by you pretty soon. Okay, at number 4 comes in Mr. Ryan Ramczyk.
Best tackle in the game?
Yes, best right tackle in the game, no question. PFF graded him as the highest graded, tackle in the game. He was also voted as the best run blocker, the 2019 best run blocker in the game. On one side, you have Teron, and then on the other side, we have Ryan Ramczyk. He also gave up no sacks, played in all 16 games. I mean, what more can you ask from your tackles? We gave you Teron earlier, in our other segment. Now we're giving you another tackle in Ryan Ramczyk. What more can you ask than to not give up any sacks? So these DNs is having problems with Ryan Ramczyk game in and game out. Notable game, J.J. Watt, week 1. J.J. Watt was nowhere to be found. He didn't even touch Drew one time.
Didn't even record his stat.
Didn't even know the man was out there playing. That's how terrible it was.
And I do want to note that if you remember in 2015 that we played against the Texans, J.J. Watt, he was abusing our tackle. And J.J. Watt told us that we need to find another tackle.
You got your wish bit, dog.
You guys might want to try somebody else at right tackle. It's not working so well right now.
He got his wish definitely week 1.
Yeah, that's nice hit, actually.
PFF ranked him as the second best offensive tackle going into this 2020 season, only behind the guy from Green Bay. So that right there just tells you we have 2 tackles that's voted within the top 5, with Ramczyk being number 2. I think Ramczyk was the best tackle. I don't think the Bugaga guy, I don't know how to say his name, but I don't think his matchups was as real as Ramczyk. You're going up against Khalil Mack, J.J. Watt, and there was some more dogs that he was going up against. Brees or Teddy, they wasn't back there running for their life. So shout out to Ryan Ramczyk. Ryan Ramczyk, the best right tackle in the game. We looking forward to you being unanimously the best right tackle in the game. He was also first team All-Pro and a 2019 Pro Bowler. Number 3. It gets interesting right here, fellas. Number 3 comes in the 15-year Saint, Mr. Drew Brees. Drew Brees has been known to be the unanimously best player in the black and gold on his teams from his first year on the team all the way up until recently. This guy, before he went down, he started off balling, and then he came back and finished the season with 27 TDs, 4 interceptions, 74.3 completion percentage. That led the NFL. And during that time, he also surpassed Payton Manning by breaking his past TD record.
Drew Brees, man, that's our quarterback. Been in this league since I was about 4 years old. But man, to say that he got injured, man, he came back. And I mean, he was still balling. Like, you look at that 49ers game, man. I think he had a 300 and almost 350 yards versus the number 1 defense in the 49ers.
Right.
And 5 touchdowns. The man was balling his tail off. You look at the Colts game where he did break that record. I think he was correct me if I'm wrong, he was 28 out of 29 or something like that?
Yes.
The completion rate, man, it's just phenomenal, man. Drew Brees is still playing like a top 5 quarterback. I know I've been getting on him about that deep arm, he's edging, it is what it is. But the guy is still precise with the football.
And just like he said, the deep ball has diminished, but this guy's a 41-year-old guy. So that's understandable. It's just because of age. The guy 41 years old. But we need to enjoy Drew Brees. Let's just continue to love and embrace him. He's had some ups and downs. Recently, it was a little down moment, but we've gotten back on his train. Let's love him while he's here. Let's continue to love him, because this ain't going to last forever. In the rankings, he fell to number 3. And that's a good thing. 41-year-old, if he would have been our best player of this season, I think that would have been an issue. I think that would have been a kind of a problem when you hit 40. I don't think you should be the best player on that team still. If you look at your Peyton Manning's, I know Peyton Manning had that 5,000-yard year, but to end his Super Bowl run, he was not the best player on that team. It was Von Miller. Even looking at Tom Brady now, he's not the best player on the Bucs team. When you start hitting your 40s, it's time for these young guys to catch up, and we will get into two guys that have done that. But Drew Brees, Who That Nation, let's just continue to love and embrace it, because it's slowly coming to an end. So shout out to Mr. Drew Brees, and I hope going into this 2020 season, we can get you that crown, because you deserve it. You deserve it. You've been putting in work all these years, and you've been getting the short end of the stick. The coach is not giving you a defense, but now that you have a complete team, let's go get you one. Let's send you into the sunset in 2020 on the right note. And I will say this, PFF graded Drew at a 91.4. 41-year-old quarterback getting a 91.4 grade. Just awesome. Okay, now number 2 comes in Mr. Reliable Cam Jordan. This guy has not missed one game his entire career is the same. We can talk about all this talent. We know this guy is talented, but when you talk about a player, the first thing that comes to mind is he available? This guy has been available every single Sunday that you can count. The only reason why he maybe sat out a game or two, that's because they was resting starters. But injury-wise, this guy has been reliable. You can count on him every single game.
Cameron Jordan has been a dominant force for us for a while now, and he is getting this respect, but I feel like he's not getting enough respect around the league. When we talking about other defensive linemen, of course, you talk about an Aaron Donald, you talk about a Khalil Mack, J.J. Watt. When we talking about a lot of pass rushers, Cameron Jordan rarely gets mentioned around the league. But us Saints fans, we know about him. We know Cameron Jordan. We love Cameron Jordan. He's a funny guy. But on the field, he does not show how nice he is. He was harassing Matt Ryan in that second Falcons game. I mean, he had about, 4 sacks on Matt Ryan? Just throwing the poor little Matt Ryan all around. And every year he dominates Matt Ryan. This was definitely a notable performance on that Thanksgiving dinner. He definitely led the way of having the turkey leg right there. Definitely was a huge part of when Brees was out during that 5-game stretch. He sacked Minshew about twice. Man, Cameron Jordan, he did what he had to do. Another thing that doesn't get talked about Cameron Jordan enough, he is not just a pass rush and a dominant one at that. He is a complete defensive end. The way this man stops the run is crazy, man. He always get there. He sets the edge. He always wind up in the backfield. Not to mention, if you remember just a few years back, I think he was tied with the top DB as far as having tip balls, passes defended. That's crazy. So, I mean, this man, he gets to the quarterback, man. He gets to the quarterback. So many almost sacks, but I mean, for the most part, he gets there. The man is a force to be reckoned with, man. He is that guy.
And in my opinion, this guy is the best all-around DN in the game, and it's been like that for some years. Like I said, the swatting the passes, like WD was saying, that is very important too. You giving the opposing quarterback, a hard time to get the pass off. If you can't get to the passer, he's finding other ways to make an impact on the play, which is batting down passes. These other DNs ain't really doing it like that, the way he's doing it. So that's another strength of his that, these DNs don't quite possess. But I'm going to give you some numbers of Cam Jordan. Cam Jordan, like I said, he played in all 16 games. He had 15.5 sacks. That ranked third, in the entire NFL. He had 53 tackles. He had 15 tackles for loss, and he had 3 pass breakups. But at the same time, he was still effective in, putting his hands up to where the quarterback was throwing the quarterback off from, getting the ball off. So shout out to him. PFF gave him a grade of an 87.6. He was a 2019 Pro Bowler, and he got screwed over on the All-Pro team. He made second All-Pro team. I believe he should have been a first-team All-Pro player. But once again, this guy has been getting disrespected, for years now. I believe Pierce wasn't even putting Cam Jordan in their top 5 defensive ends. How could you not do that? He can do it all. Whatever that's needed as a defensive lineman, he possessed every single trait and can do it efficiently and effectively. So shout out to Cam. I hope this guy continues to play at a high level going into 2020. Hopefully he keeps it up and, has some help with him. Now, number 1 comes in Mr. AKA Mike Thomas can't guard Mike.
Does that come as any surprise?
Absolutely not. The unanimously best wide receiver in the game. I don't care what nobody says about slant routes and stuff like that. This is my thing with slant routes. If this guy is constantly running slant routes, or that's his bread and butter as a professional defensive player, if you cannot adjust to that and stop it, then that means it has nothing to do with, with you. It has everything to do with Michael Thomas just being that dude. If you are adjusting to that and you still cannot stop the slant route that everybody say he keeps running, this has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with Michael Thomas. Can't nobody in this game guard Mike. Point blank, period.
Man, listen, I don't care what route he running. I don't care if he's running a flat, a bubble. I don't care if he's running, the guy can run a post. He can do it all. No matter what. Whether he's running a slant or what, you cannot stop him. You gonna tell me that, that he's running a slant and you still can't stop him? You can't guard Mike, man. The arguments definitely ends when you look at Teddy B and Taysom Hill throwing him the ball. When Brees was out, Thomas was still doing what he got to do. And that was getting us over the hump. That was getting us 5 straight wins. Thomas is that guy. He is the best player on our team. He is the best receiver in the game. And I'm going to say it again. He is the best receiver in the game. Michael Thomas. Can't guard Mike.
And for the ones that, say he got Brees, like WD said, when Teddy got in there, that basically showed everything. If it was all just having Brees, which we know, they would love to have Drew Brees. I know he loved that because the ball's going to be on point. But he still got to go catch it. He got to go catch it in traffic. He got to beat the press. He got to beat these double teams. He got to find spaces to where when Brees throw the ball, he can catch it. He got to give Brees a target to throw to.
We had no reliable receiver behind Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas was doing it all. Now, yeah, we did have weapons. We had Jared Cook. We had a Alvin Kamara. We had a Taysom Hill. But as far as receiver go, Michael Thomas was the guy. He had to step up. He's been stepping up each and every year when we needed a reliable guy, and he was still doing it. One guy, and y'all could not stop him. But y'all call him Slant King. That man is the man.
Just to throw it in people's faces of how many times we went to him and they still couldn't stop it. Of course, he played in all 16 games. And if it's true about him having a broke hand, that just makes the argument even more valid. He had 149 receptions. He broke the all-time receptions record, passing Marvin Harrison to have 149 receptions. Think about that, guys. 149 receptions. So if everybody's saying this guy running slants, you telling me all of those slants and you couldn't adjust to it? You couldn't adjust to that, guys? Couldn't nobody stop him. 149 receptions, 80.5 of all targets thrown his way was caught. 80.5. So basically 8 out of 10 times. Basically, you got an 8 out of a 10 chance to catch the ball when you're throwing it to him. That's basically what that comes down to. He had 9 TDs that ranked 3rd in the league. He led the league in receptions, 1,725 yards. He was a first-team All-Pro, of course, a 2019 Pro Bowler. And PFF ranked him as the top wide receiver in the league at a 90.4. To that nation, we have the best receiver in the game, point blank, period. And each year it's escalated. We paid Mike. The saying was we don't pay receivers. Mickey took that chance. Shout out to Mickey for taking that chance on actually. This is really the first receiver that's getting paid a bat like that in Saints history. Joe Horn didn't get paid like this, or he wasn't a top paid receiver in the game. Mickey took a chance on Mike, gave him the bag, and Mike said, "I'm gonna exceed what I done, Mickey," and exceeded what he did. Shout out to Mike. He's staying hungry. He didn't let the bag get to his head. He didn't get complacent. He's still hungry. And I'm glad he getting disrespected because he going to come back to the table even more hungry to do more, to make it. He want to make it to where you can't. You had no choice but to say Mike. Shout out to Mike Thomas.
I love the list. I think this list is perfect. I know we had some guys missing like Sheldon Rankins and Alex Anzalone. But those guys, they couldn't stay healthy. Hopefully, they can step up and be those forces that we know they can be. I really enjoyed this list. We are looking forward to the 2020 season.
We would like to thank everyone that tuned in with us. NFL Network, they, doing their top 100 breakdown. They did, so as a podcast, we wanted to do our top 25 breakdown just based off of the team. I think, we was pretty accurate. To be honest, even the whole list, I think we was pretty accurate. I think most of you Saints fans would agree with our picks 1 through 25. So once again, shout out for Mike for being the best player on the team, and we're looking forward to all of these guys plus more that WD named Sheldon Anzalone to step it up. And one guy on this 25 that was ranked low that I'm definitely want to see an improvement with is Marcus Williams. Marcus Williams, you was rated in the low teens. I want you to show me this year that you can get higher, even higher. Well, that will wrap our top 25 segment up. We hope you guys enjoyed it. And remember to please like, subscribe, and follow all of our pages, WDN Chatline Podcast for every channel. And we will see you guys on our shows. It's your boy CB, and we out. Who that?
For life.